This is Erin Cloud with Psychology Department Podcast. Today we are here with Dr. Joshua Hicks, a social and personality psychology professor here at A&M. Dr. Hicks, what classes do you teach?
I teach social and personality psychology, introductory social and personality, including the honors portion of those classes, as well as a couple of graduate classes.
How would you describe your teaching style?
For social and personality, I think they're topics that I think most students find interesting, to think about all the time. So I really try to have more discussion-based if possible. And it's a little bit difficult when you have classes of 120, but I try to lecture, about 2/3 to half the time and try to prompt a lot of questions, a lot of talking in my classes, if possible.
What is your philosophy of teaching?
I don't know. I think really just active engagement. I think I think I'm successful if my students think about it outside of classroom. If I get them to think about something outside of classroom, 2 or 3 things, sort of change the way they think, make them think about certain issues a little bit deeper, whether it's about themselves or other people, how they interact with other people. I think I'm successful then.
Could you tell us a little about your teaching experiences?
Like in the class,
Yeah.
They've been positive. I think overall my teaching experiences at A&M have been very, very positive. 7 years I've been here. I think I've had 2 bad students out of all the thousands. I think that's very good. And I have a number of very memorable students who, I still keep in contact with. And, it's been really, really a great experience. Every time I go visit colleagues at other universities, I can't help but rave about the students at A&M, the undergrads and graduate students. They're really good, really positive. There's a good attitude most of them have, so it's very nice. So overall, it's been pretty good. Not every day it's great. Due to just motivation might not be there for either the students or myself. But I think most of the time, it translates to a good class.
If you could teach any course you wanted, what would it be and why?
So I'm hopefully going to teach a class, start a new prep in next spring on existential and sort of positive psychology. And so the reason I like that, I think most people find it fascinating, some of the topics, and it's really what I research. So I find it fascinating. It's things like what makes your life meaningful, you have free will, is there a purpose to my existence? Is there, whether or not, how do you know who you are? Does knowing who you are actually translate to making better decisions, feeling happier, and so forth? So I think all these sort of big questions people like to think about, and I like to research. So hopefully that will translate into a course in about a year.
Could you tell us a little about your existential psychology lab?
It's pretty active lab. I share it with Dr. Becca Schlegel. We study, all those issues I just mentioned, including more. Really lots of stuff related to sort of what are the causes and consequences of things like experiencing meaning in life, authenticity, true self-knowledge, this idea that you may or may not know who you think you really are inside, or whether or not you have free will, religious beliefs, how they influence thoughts and cognition, our behavior, morality, purpose in life, all these sort of big issues. We study these things. Any given semester, we are studying, between 10 and 20 different projects. We have 6 graduate students and usually around 25 to 30 undergraduates in the lab. Any given semester, about 5 to 10 of those undergraduates may be doing projects of their own or shadowing graduate students in projects. So it's really active in that sense.
Can you tell us how your research has influenced your teaching and in what ways you've been able to bring the insights of your research to your courses at the undergraduate level?
Yeah, I think every semester I bring in new findings that we have in our lab, especially how they relate to the self. Usually in social and personality, you have a big section on the self. And so things like last semester, I think they talked about how morality relates to the self, how we think about ourselves. And I put up figures of basically what we found in our lab, I think a month before that class took place. So, it's really findings that aren't even published yet, but will be published, sort of integrating them in the lab or in my classroom. I put up scatter plots of students who've done surveys, A&M students, and how they feel about certain issues, how certain personality variables relate to certain outcomes. So it's pretty I like to illustrate a point by showing them how their peers, people that are just like them, think about things, and how the relationships among the variables are related to people just like them, if that makes sense.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Dr. Hicks. We'll be back soon with another interesting insight to the faculty of the psychology department.